Oh, I forgot to put on my mascara. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put my mascara on while I make this video because, wow, people are really fucking stupid. Let me tell you what. Um, so I'm talking about these kittens, right? I'm gonna just put my mascara on. You guys, like, you all know I love my cats more than anything. Well, I mean, obviously, in addition to my kids and everything, like, my kids love the kittens. Like, we really didn't want to give away our cat's kittens. She had four kittens, and we really did not necessarily want to divide the family up and give them away. However, I mean, obviously, having like tons of cats in the home can be kind of overwhelming. So when I first was thinking about, okay, what are we going to do with these cats? Like, obviously, a lot of stuff was taken into consideration. All right. First and foremost, is it going to be a good, loving home? Also, we were considering, you know what? I think it would be really nice to have people who live close by to us, preferably neighbors or friends, like the lady who lives one house down, a good friend of mine. Her daughter loves playing with my daughter. She's a good choice to have a kitten, obviously, because my daughter can still spend time with the kitten. Um, we're attached. We're attached to the animals. We love them. And so then I was not quite sure at
No, we're not playing inside. I know. But
yeah, it's a nice day to play outside, huh?
I know, but Richie, look.
Um,
Our inside looks like
we were not actually sure
the game. Now, this is gonna be
of how many we could really keep, and
for the game unless we're going to the store.
you can see. So I have my kids here, obviously, running around. That's why I haven't got to my mascara yet, apparently. But we just weren't sure. We just weren't sure. I had been completely honest with absolutely everyone, okay? And I said, hey, I'm considering rehoming these kittens. I said, there is no guarantee, absolutely no guarantee. And I said, at the last minute, you know what? I may just decide to keep them. I said, but if you want me to consider you in the running, I said, send me a paragraph about a little bit about yourself. I want to talk to you a little bit. I want to meet you a little bit. And this is basically me posting on Facebook because I had already talked to people that we know, in real life. And they were going to be first considered, obviously, people that we know. But then I figured in that event, I should line people up, maybe friends of friends, whatever else. And at that point, I just wasn't sure how many we could keep or if we were going to divide them up. And one of the very important things was that I didn't want any of the cats to be alone. They are very social, obviously, with me having 6 kids and then also me having all the other cats. These kittens, they're already acclimated to a family life. They're already acclimated to like getting picked up and other cats being around to play with. I didn't want to just give someone one kitten and like let the kitten sit alone in the apartment of somebody while they go to work all day. Like, that's not what I was trying to do, you know? That's my choice. So I really don't give a fuck if people don't like my choices or not, because that it's has nothing to do with them. So there was a girl I was considering. She's a cat lover. She seems to know a lot about cats. She'd be a great cat person. I'm not saying anything wrong about her or anything. But like, I talked to her over the course of a week or so, a little here, a little there, trying to get to know her a little bit, sharing a little bit about myself. trying to develop somewhat of a friendship, or, getting to know someone. I felt like she was worth interviewing, worth getting to know, as the possibility, because at that point, I was considering keeping 2 kittens and then rehoming 2. So my goal was to have someone, if they were going to take 2 kittens, you know what I mean, so that the kittens weren't alone. Well, she came over here and met the kittens, everything went fine, but then she tells me that she actually lives farther away than I thought she did, and that she only wanted 1 kitten. And so I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was still kind of keeping her in the running, but then somebody else had contacted me that already had 1 cat, and they wanted 1. So I actually chose them for that, and then I realized that these other 3, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna stay. The kids are really dead set on keeping them. Hey, come here, little baby. They've been helping out more with the litter. That's what I told my kids. I said, look, this house is big enough for all the little kittens. Look how cute. The house is big enough for all the little kittens. It was just the amount of work that I had to be keeping up on, like cleaning litter boxes, making sure food bowls are filled, stuff that I've been doing myself. I told my kids, if they want to keep these kittens, they got to help. They've been helping. So, it turned out that we ended up giving the one little guy, we found a home for him. But then it was like, when I said something about that, the mom of this girl, she's like 21, 22, something like that, made a Facebook post talking a whole mad bunch of shit about me. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't understand why people... She's like, oh, you wasted my daughter's time talking with her for 2 weeks, and then wasted her time having her come over to your house. And I said, you said you were doing interviews, and why would you set her up like that? And now she's brokenhearted. And I'm like, wait a second. She wanted my kittens. Like, I didn't even know who she was. She didn't even contact me. The mom found the daughter and linked me up with her. And that's when I decided to start trying to get to know her. So apparently, getting to know me and talking via text is just a big waste of time if it's not going to result in you getting one of my animals. And then her coming out here to visit, she got to play with these cute kitty cats for like 20 minutes. We had a nice visit. Like, I told her right then and there that nothing was guaranteed, that I still was meeting with a couple other people, and I still was also going to be talking to people in person that I already knew, that has nothing to do with Facebook, and that real life people were actually going to be considered before Facebook people. And that my whole entire goal was like, look, I'm not a cat breeder, okay? We love our pets. Simply that. And if there's a way that we actually can keep in contact with these sweet kitties that we just love so much, I mean, that's obviously going to be my first choice. When I even invited her over in the beginning, she told me she lived 5 minutes away. I'm not going to name cities, but she literally told me she lived in the next city over. If she would have told me where she lived in the first place, I wouldn't even said come over at all. Like, because I already have like 10 people around here that we actually would maybe see or visit. You know what I mean? So it was like, I don't know, but she's literally like bashing me, and then she's got like 3 or 4 of her friends just like literally bashing me on Facebook because I didn't give her daughter one of my kittens. So it's like, wow, I'm really glad that I didn't now, because now I see how you are. Like, I don't know. I just think that's really, really distasteful. even she messaged me a couple days ago. She said, "Are you giving my daughter a cat or what? Because if you are, I want to buy her a kitten kit and set and some food." And I said, "I haven't made final decisions yet, and I am not guaranteeing that I'm giving any to anyone right now. But if she really wants a cat, I hope you'll still get her the kit. And even if she doesn't get one of mine, hopefully she can find others, right?" And then she started calling me, and I'm like, "Why are you calling me? I'm trying to wash dishes. I got food in the oven for my kids. Like, you're calling me repeatedly on Messenger, really?" Just wow. Just fucking wow. So yeah, there's some crazy people out there, guys. And I mean, that really shows me that, like, you know, that just shows me that yeah, I don't really want to be involved with them at all, because that was pretty fucked up. I feel like I'm a very nice person. I feel like I'm basically putting my kids' needs and the kitten's needs ahead of anybody else. And I'm allowed. I'm allowed to do that because these are my pets. I pay for their vet care. I pay for their food care. I clean up after them and I feed them. And that's my decision where they go. And people do not have any right to, like, get all pissy with that. I never once said she was gonna have one or two, that it was a consideration, that if she lived alone and didn't have any other pets, if I was gonna get rid of two, that maybe she would have had them. However, that was before I knew she lived so far away. Because quite frankly, I want to keep them where we're likely to drive around anyways, where we're likely to walk, or places we would go anyways, to maybe see the cats every once in a while. So I don't see why people are getting all pissy about it, but it's like, wow. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's all I got to say about it. And that too. Because wow.